I would use this sort of video in any kind of my abuse cases and to demonstrate to the defense and the other decision makers exactly what happened. My name is Keane. I've been representing abused children for about 30 years now. The abused children who I represent are both statewide and nationwide. This case was about a boy who had special needs. His teacher needed to get him some space, and so she put him in the care of another teacher, who then took it on herself to restrain the boy over a period of time and without any training. The school district itself determined that the restraint used by the teacher exceeded the education code. The teacher herself entered a no contest plea to a misdemeanor charge of disturbing the peace, but the real essence of this case was the abusive verbal tone that this teacher took with the child, who told her when she was on top of him that he couldn't breathe, and her response to that was, if you couldn't breathe, you couldn't talk. In this case, like a lot of my abuse cases, the act of the abuse itself is worse than the actual physical injury. The significance for purposes of getting a case resolved is that the currency that defense and insurance people work with is historically physical injuries. And so in order to get them to appreciate or to value a case, you need to show the abuse actually happening and link it to a physical injury. So in this particular case, the child had been restrained and had petechiae, which are burst blood vessels throughout his face and torso. And what I had DK Global do was show the abusive restraint and then show the pathophysiology of the causation of the petechiae. The act of getting smothered and getting abusively restrained is horrifying, but it was the physical nature of the injury which also lended credibility to the version of the events itself. The outcome was extremely significant because, again, it wasn't linked to physical injuries and it wasn't linked to medical bills. In this particular case, there was nothing other than an urgent care visit of any consequence. There was nothing for the defense to calibrate, and so we had to, again, re-demonstrate the horrific nature of what was done to this disabled little boy. So the case resolved after lengthy mediation. The family was extremely satisfied with the outcome, as was I. I'm originally from the Midwest and I used other animation companies back there. I had seen some of DK Global's work and was impressed with it. What I was mostly impressed with after we started working together was that there was a team that carried it through from beginning to end. And in my case, and I'm guessing I'm not the only one, was done in pretty short order and super high quality, such that it not only accurately represented what happened to the little boy who I was representing who was abused, but also gave some dignity and life to the tragic event that happened to him